can do this by myself. I don't need anyone's help. I'm the only one holding this family together. Everybody depends on me. I'm a research fanatic. I spend too much time in the details, looking stuff up online. Any of that sound familiar? Those are 3 perspectives of a spirit of humanism that report to a strong man of Antichrist, and those are representing independence, playing the role of the Holy Spirit, and intellectualism. And all 3 will sabotage you. So I want to expound upon these 3 perspectives of humanism that could be sabotaging you. And let's just unpack the first one, which is independence. How many of you were actually raised hearing, you don't need to be educated, you need to be educated and independent. Don't rely on a man. Learn to do everything for yourself. I think the women's movement liberated a lot of us from many bondages, but the enemy just kept pushing and pushing us further away from that Proverbs 31 woman, because we started to look at that as weakness. And in unraveling this ungodly independence, it can take years, but not if you understand that that spirit of humanism is at the root of it. And when I pray for women that are in their 30s and in their 40s, I stand in the gap if they've had a mother who taught their children erroneous worldly views like I did, and I ask them to forgive me as their mom. And then once that Antichrist spirit of humanism is cast out, then their marriages improve, and they get the revelation of true freedom and what it is to walk as one in the spirit with their husband. Number 2, when you play the role of the Holy Spirit. Now this occurs when typically one family member takes the spiritual lead, but then they feel super responsible for carrying the whole family. And then humanism brings that ungodly burden of false responsibility to weigh you down with weariness, because it makes you feel alone. Now, you may be the only believer in your family, but your prayers are very strategic. But the word tells us that his yoke is easy and his burdens are light. So your role in prayer is just to bring the family to the feet of Jesus Christ and leave them there. So cast your cares upon the one who sees everything, and he'll guide you in perfect peace, prayerfully far away from a spirit of humanism. And then when that happens, your family can then see the fruit of the Holy Spirit that's operating in your life. And they're more likely to follow you at that point rather than being a resentful martyr, because that won't attract anything but negative attention, right? Now, the third form of humanism comes to the analytical mindset. Now, this one's taken me a little bit of thought, but we are a group of people that absolutely love to research. We live in a world that's filled with suspicion, distrust, and a lot of conspiracy theories. And we don't want to be duped. We don't want to be duped by false advertising. We don't want to be duped by inflated reviews or not getting the best price for a thing. So we research everything to death, right? If you've got that kind of intellectual, analytical mind, you know what I'm talking about. And a spirit of humanism will cause suspicion. Here's how that researching thing can get a little out of control. One of my clients told me that her phone lets her track her boyfriend. Now, she noticed one night he wasn't getting home on time. He was late. So she looked up his location. Then she looked up the person who lived at the location. Then she looked up that person's picture on Facebook. And then spirits of doubt and suspicion took over and made her look crazy. She had a false narrative that was running in her head, probably based on something that had happened to her before. But Charles Spurgeon once said, doubt discovers difficulties that you can never solve. I really like that. Spirits of humanism will tempt you down the wrong road. So please, please do not go with them. All 3 of these views of humanism are set on sabotaging your walk with God. They all place the burden on you to figure everything out. God will never leave you or abandon you. But humanism will entice you to step away and lean on your own understanding. If you sense these spirits of humanism are sabotaging your forward progress, connect with us. Remember, we're only one intake form away. I pray this gave you a fresh revelation, and I hope you have a good week.